Hi there, it's Moira McDonald. Bear with me, I'm just trying to zoom in a wee bit. I might have zoomed in a bit too much. Right, hello, I'm sorry, it has been a while. No real excuse, I haven't been up to much. It's been quite quiet, and I must admit, motivation hasn't been great. So anyway, welcome to Junk Journal with me, the Depression edition. Let's, oops, hold on, this is stuck. Let's have a look at what we've got to do. Now, I had a wee day out the other day, and if you follow me on that wee Facebook page that I've got, I'm not prepared to call it a group because it's not a group per se. But my wee Facebook page about Bygones Era, I put up a wee video because I actually went out looking for a new paper trimmer, and as luck would have it, Staples shut down. They were taken over by someone, I can't remember who it was, but basically they sold out because clearly they weren't making much of a profit in this country. I'm not really overly surprised because their prices were pretty expensive from memory, and the range of stuff was not that brilliant. Having said that, they were probably one of the few places you could go to get something like a paper trimmer. So anyway, we trailed over to the one that's in the West End of Glasgow, and it was shut. So on the way back, we happened to be passing the Riverside Museum, which is the transport museum in Glasgow, and we decided to pop in, mainly because I said, see if I go there, it'll give me something to write about. So that's what we did. We popped into the the Riverside Museum, or the Transport Museum. It used to be called the Transport Museum when it first started, and it wasn't in that building, it was in a different location altogether. It used to be in the south side of Glasgow, and quite close to where I lived. And in the old days it was on the ground floor, predominantly cars and buses, and things like the occasional fire engine or whatever. And upstairs there were a phenomenal number of model ships. I think they still have some, well, they probably have all of them actually, but we didn't spend a ton of time there. It really was a very, very quick visit. They also have what's called the tall ship, and it's basically it's a big boat that's outside. In fact, if we look, I bought a postcard that I'm planning on using in the journal. That's the tall ship there, and that's the building. So you can come out the building and have a wee wander around the ship. And all museums in Glasgow are free entry to the public. I mean, you can donate if you like, but everything is free because it was always intended. Glasgow's quite a big sprawling city, and it's not a wealthy city despite the fact of its size. I think there were a number of very, very rich merchants at the turn of the century when industrialisation came in, because we were probably at the forefront of it. So it was, or it should have been, a very wealthy city, but it never frittered down to the public. So in terms of population, it's not a very wealthy place. Most folk are just very, very normal working class people, no phenomenal amounts of wealth cutting about. So all museums consequently are free to the public, in order, as indeed it's also referred to as the Deer Green Place, because per head of population it has more park space. And again, this was because the houses were all crammed together. There weren't many folk that had gardens, so they had a lot of parks in order that people could still actually, you know, get some vitamin D in their bones, not develop rickets, and continue to work furiously for the wealthy. Not that I'm bitter, but anyway, that's pretty much how the history of Glasgow has gone. So anyway, I picked up a wee postcard with some of the signs, some of the scenes that are in it, and if you follow my wee Facebook page, Bygones Era, I took a lot of photographs that I put together as a wee video with a voiceover, and you can see some more images from the place. So I was going to use this in my book, but it's actually bigger than my book, so I'm probably going to have to, that's just a wee kind of map thing that tells you how it's set out, its site plan. So I'm obviously going to have to cut this down in some fashion, and probably not use all of it, just use some parts of it in my wee book. I'd quite like to, I would have liked to have got a double page spread again, but I don't know if I've got many of those. Oh, there we go, we've got one there. We'll use that. Wait a minute till we find my thing that holds the page open. Oops. Clang. Right. So we can put that there just to hold the page open. Now, I could actually, if I cut this well enough, use some of these as pockets. So let's get the trimmer over. I need to dig out my stamps as well. I don't have any stamps looked out for this. There was actually, they were selling a bag for your shopping, and in Scotland and in Ireland, your shopping is referred to as your messages. And this bag was just, it was just one of these wee kind of bag for life type things, and it had written on it, a bag for my messages, and I thought, oh, I'd really like to get that. And then I looked at the price, and it was £12, which for the size of bag it was, at £12 I would have been expecting luggage, but it was quite small, and I thought, I'm not paying that kind of money. If ever I've seen something that looked as if it was aimed completely and utterly at the tourist market, it was this wee bag. And I came home and I thought, I'll Google it and see if I can find it anywhere. And I did find it, and ironically, the company that make them, who are clearly kind of glorified Etsy, if you like, because I think they're, you know, they're a kind of probably a husband and wife team that are making stuff and getting it, you know, sending it out somewhere to get it made for them, and then selling it as if it's handmade. Or, well, it's no handmade, it's clearly no handmade, but it was still 12 quid, and I thought, that's off a dear. And then I found there was somebody in Ireland selling something quite similar, and again, because Ireland refers to your shopping as your messages, you know, it was just a bag for my messages, and it was €6.50 in euros. Now these days, the way the economy is, there's not really that much difference between a euro and a pound. So how Ireland can afford to sell it that much cheaper than, than Scotland, I do not know. Right, that's too big to go across that way, so that's going to have to go in there somehow. Let's have a look at my stamps. Bear with me, and I'll stand up. So I've had the traditional hunt for the stamps and can't actually find the stamps I'm looking for. So we'll make do with some other ones. I know the stamps must be in here somewhere, but I just don't know where. So I'll dig out stamps at some point and go through them all till I find the one I'm looking for. So in the interim, we shall make alternative arrangements. Now I've got a wee kind of calendar stamp here. Excuse me, I'm going to use that. I'm trying to make sure I get this as straight as possible. That'll do us. So we visited last Sunday, which was, I'm not sure when it was. I need to dig out my calendar thing. Give me just a wee second. check that. If I can reach my phone. So last Sunday must have been the 15th. So we'll circle 15 and write this was September 19. There we go. Right, so we've got started. I've got that. Now, because it was kind of transporty, what I wanted to do, I was actually looking for, I have a stamp of a ship and I can't for the life of me find it, which is a bit of a nuisance because obviously we went in a tall ship, and I would like to have used it, but in the absence of the tall ship, I did find these, which have, I've obviously bought these from, what do you call it at some point, AliExpress I should imagine. There's bubbles and ropes and a message in a bottle, so we'll, and a thingy, what do you call that, lighthouse, so we'll use those on the page. In fact, maybe I should do it in blue because it's by the sea, yeah? How does that sound? Does that sound kind of sensible? Because I've got blue. Here, that's a bit intense. I think we might need to stamp that off on something. Find a wee bit of paper. A bit of paper. Right, just so that we don't get a screaming first generation copy. Now wait a minute, I'm going to have to move the camera to get my head in. By the sea. I'll do this. Other than that, I don't have anything boat related here. I've got some cars and planes which I could maybe use. Do that in the kind of middle of the page. On this side, and I'll do it over there at that. I can write round about it. Oh. And the beauty of the old clear stamp is that you can, in an ideal world, go over it. That's terrible. Oh, I'm very disappointed in this. Very, very disappointed. It's my own fault, I shouldn't have. Right, this is how you cover things up. Number one, we're going to get this out because I'm not giving up on this stamp, but we are going to have to obviously cover that. So what do we have that's big enough? There you go, guess what's going down there? Not giving up on the stamp. I will stamp it somewhere, I just don't know where. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down there, and that will cover it, since I made a boo-boo. Because boo-boos can almost always be fixed. It is only paper. This red tape, I don't use it very often, but it is very sticky, which is why I'm using it on this occasion, because I figure there's absolutely no way it's going to come off and get right, so stick down this wee street scene there, and that will cover up that car. Man shot okay. Yep, I think I need to move back this way a wee bit. That's fine, I think you should be okay. Right, so, well, so much for tucks. We're not tucking anything there now, are we? Because that's taking up all the room. I was going to... I still wanted to do a tuck somewhere. Where did I put the... This might need to go over a couple of pages, I'm thinking. Aye, Riverside Museum. See, I wanted Riverside Museum to go there, and now I can't, unless I take a wee bit off either end, which I can do. Make it a wee bit shorter. A little shorter. And I think we can take a smidgen off the bottom to get rid of the white. Let's see how that looks. By the sea can go down the side there. I'm obviously going to have to stamp more bubbles. Move that out the way. Where's my bubbles? Where are my bubbles? Bubble, 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 bubble. There's more than one bubble stamp, so you should always cushion clear stamps, and I didn't, and I know the rules as regards that, and I promptly ignored them, so I can only blame myself for this. Hopefully this will stamp out a bit better. Stamp it off once first, and have it here. Oh, that's good enough. Right. Move that out of the way just now, and we'll stick this down. There. Again, I'll just use this red tape stuff. It's always really bad with static cling as well, that red tape, when you take it apart. So, let's see if we can get it. Lined up, up to us. Right, there we go. Right, so we've averted that crisis, right? We are rapidly running out of room. So I think what we'll do is we'll maybe let it go over the page and have my tuck spot there. So just use, I've got narrower tape that I was going to use for this, but I don't think it's necessarily the right answer. I'll just settle for this. It should definitely hold it, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And I'm going to make it my life's ambition to find my ship stamp. I'll stick that down there, and that will be our tuck. Anyway, back to our original page. Oh, there's a dog barked outside. Now, move my wee bits of parts out the way. My stamp of my car, I think I'll just put it up here in the top of this particular page. Let's get the stamping block back. And stamp it up. Okay, get it ready with the ink again. I think actually what I might also do is stamp this off so that it's not quite so dark. Where's my bit of paper? Do you know, this might just be a really duff stamp, in which case I'll be really annoyed. Don't see why it should be fine. Pretty sure I've used it before. Oh, it looks pretty poor. Wait a minute. I'm going to go over it with a different colour. Not that that should make a tremendous difference. I mean, I think the bottom line is it's probably the fact that this isn't entirely flat, even having put in my thingy. But I'm not giving up. Don't want to have to cover the page again. But I'm going to have to, because that's really quite poor. Well, I'm very disappointed in this. But don't worry, the world's not ended. Right, we'll move that out of the way, because obviously stamping that particular stamp's just not working. So we need to cover this up now. This is great, isn't it? I'm going to end up with a book with nothing in it. I think we'll have some, I'll just put some washi and decorate round about it. Find a wee bit of book page I can use. Get some more music, so I'll just use that. And at some point in the near future I'm really hoping I'll be able to start journaling on this page. Get that glue for this. I've got some bus tickets that I'm going to use round about as well, so I can stick some of them on. I quite like the side that actually says go by bus, so I'm going to use that. Right, I've covered the Duff stamping on that page and I feel reasonable about that. That's quite annoying. I don't understand what the problem is, because I'm pretty sure I have used that stamp before and I never had any issue with it. Right, let me see what else I've got. That's around the box. I've actually got something that says enjoy your journey, or enjoy the journey. I might use that. I'm very disappointed in this. Very, very disappointed. You know, when I'm finished filming I'm going to have to stamp this a few times to see if it stamps okay. I'm pretty sure it'll be alright. I think it's just the luck of the draw here. So there's no guarantee that Enjoy the Journey is going to come out any better. Right, where's my black thing? Just move all of that out the way now. And try and get this as flat as possible in the hope that we actually manage to stamp it okay. Right, where's the vintage sepia? That's fine. We've got a couple of arrows that come with this set. I think I might use them. And there's also a cloak face which I could use, so see, when you've got a stamp that keeps bending, what to do is put it on your surface, just lay it out flat, and then put your acrylic block on it, as opposed to trying to put it on the acrylic block. Take the block to the stamp, because you'll find it will sit hopefully a bit flatter that way. Now wait a minute, the only way is up. Baby, for you, girl. The only way is up, baby. Now, I was wanting to do this here, but I'm taking a terrible chance. Terrible chance. But I'm bold. There we go, that's fine. That'll do. Right, I don't think I've got anything else in this set that I can stamp. I mean, I've got an aeroplane and I've got the cloak. I was thinking of doing the cloak, and I just don't know. Nah, do you know, I won't bother. I won't bother. Right, I think I'll do this for the stamping, since we're not having much luck. Let's have a look. Oh no, my pages have stuck together. That's fine. Right. Still got some stuff I can stick in, still got pictures. Right, where are... Sorry, dropped that. Pen. Right, let's start right. And then we can still add round about if we need to. Went to the Riverside Museum. Not been there. Since Alec was a boy. I think we went when it first opened in that particular location, and considering my son's 24, it obviously was quite a long time ago. I mean, I think he might have been about 3 or 4 or something like that. had a wander and walked down the old street. They've got a street, and partway down it there's an entrance to the underground that was in Partick. That's the street there. My sister used to live in Partick when I was small. There's quite a big age gap between myself and my oldest sister, and she lived in Partick, and my mum used to visit by, we would go into the town and then get the subway over across to Partick to see Jean. I remembered the times Mum and I would go to Merkland Street to visit Jean. Lots of memories. Came flooding back. Oops. Right, over to this page now. I want to mention the tall ship because it's the first time I've ever been on the tall ship. It's always been there, but I'm pretty sure when we first went they charged an entry fee for it. Maybe they didn't, maybe we just thought they did because we couldn't believe you would get into something as big as that and as fancy for nothing. But quite frankly, see if they're charging you for it, we don't go in. That sounds terrible, but sorry, that's the way we were brought up. Right, stepped outside. And went on the tall ship. Its name is the Lee. I managed up to the top deck, but was terrified coming back down. I don't like heights. I've got a terrible fear of heights, and even going up a ladder really causes me terrible bother. I can't go beyond the second rung of a ladder, so going up these steps to get to the top deck, because they were like that, were really, really steep. Weather was awful. Well, it wasn't awful, it was just grey as usual. Took photos. I'm going to put the picture, this is one of the old corporation buses, I'm going to put this picture here. So that there's a bit of continuity between the bus tickets, or it just looks stupid. Stupid. I'll just glue this page on. the place was really, really busy. I mean, I dare say it's always jumping, but it did seem pretty chock-a-blocker. It was nice to see all the old cars and remember the bus journey. Into town. I miss the number 12 and the old St. Enoch's terminus. Happy days. There was only one bus you could get into Glasgow from where I lived, and it was the number, oops, I just broke my pen. It was the number 12. Really did just break my pen. Oh, where are my tweezers? Oops. Get that much jammed in here. Excuse me. Aye, the number 12. It was the only bus we could get. You could get a number 7 and get off at the foot at Aikenhead Road and walk up Prospect Hill Road, but it was quite a walk. Right, I'll not bother putting the lid back in the pen. So I think I'll stick some more bus tickets over here by way of decoration. And that'll be that page done. I'll save that one because that one says go by bus, and I really do like the go by bus thing. Our buses are operated by First Bus now, and they're not a patch on what they were. Bus drivers are fairly unpleasant people. I dare say they don't have much of a job, but see, having said that, some of them are really quite horrible. Wouldn't it be the first time I've sat in a bus and drivers started having a fight with somebody, do you know what I mean? And, well, when I say a fight, an argument, and inevitably somebody gets thrown off the bus, but and it's generally speaking for no good reason other than you didn't look at me right, which I think is a bit much, but there you go. Right, we'll use those there, and that's us. I think that's pretty much it. If I got any wee tiny stamps, I mean I could, I'm just thinking a point of view just adding a wee something round about this. I mean I could add some more wee arrows, I suppose, just for a bit of decoration. I don't think I've got anything in that set, have I? Because that's all, no. Right, get me my thing again, and I'll just add some wee arrows just for a wee bit of background. I think, wait a minute, hold on. I've got a wee, no, wait a minute, forget the wee arrow. Forget the arrow. Put that back. I've got a wee, I'm not sure what it is actually. Just looks like a wee kind of flourish thing. And it might make for a nicer finish in between things. Oh, that's quite pretty. It is pretty, oh so pretty. It is pretty and da, 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 da. I just don't want to leave those bits blank. I am happy with that. That'll do nicely. Chop. Right, ink away. Stamp away. Acrylic blocks away. So let's see what we've written today. Oh, turn it over. Oh, I'm a tuck spot. Wait a minute, where am I? I was going to put my site plan in my tuck spot, but my site plan's so big. So I think I'll just put the other pictures in. So we'll read it through first of all. Went to the Riverside Museum, not been there since Alec was a boy. Had a wander and walked down the old street. By the way, when we say a wander here, what we don't use the word wander all that often, we refer to it as a donner. I think it's D-A-U-N-E-R. You go for a donner, which is basically you just go for a walk. Right, had a wander and walked down the old street. I remembered the times Mum and I would go to Merkland Street to visit Jean. Lots of memories came flooding back. Stepped outside and went on the tall ship. The name is the Glenlee. There's actually a street just round the corner from me called Glenlee Street, but I don't imagine it's got anything to do with the boat. I dare say Glenlee is just a good Scottish word for something. I managed up to the top deck, but was terrified coming back down. Weather was grey as usual. Took photos. And those photos are on the Facebook page for Bygones Era. It was nice to see all the old cars and remember the bus journeys into town. I miss the number 12 and the old St Enoch's terminus. Happy days. I mean, St Enoch's is still there because there's a subway station in St Enoch's, but it's so different. They have the Christmas markets there now, and I don't even think buses go into it. I think it's all pedestrianised. So it's not what it always. They set up a fun fair in the winter months, but what am I interested in fun fairs for? I'm too old for fun fairs. Right, that's us for the day. We'll see how the mood takes us and what I get to do next. I don't imagine I'll have much going on this weekend, but we'll see. So thanks for joining me today, and I shall see you all again soon. So bye bye guys. Oh no, wait a minute, wait, stop, what am I thinking? I forgot to stick in my penny. I did that thing where you crush a penny and it's in the shape of something, and I got a bus because I really do like old buses. So I'm going to stick that there. I think I've got a wee drop of Fabri-Tac left, so it should be the best, I would think, if I can get into it. Gosh, this looks worse for wear. I've not had this open for a while. Look at the big globule on the top. Oh no, my book. Put that over there. Right, let's put some glue on the penny. I might not get to the end of bottle in a bit. Oh no, here it comes, here it comes. Put the glue on the penny. There was 4 different designs and I wanted the old bus because I like the buses. Getting the buses were happy days before the worry of cars. Right, that's us. So that's my book and my penny. Spend a penny. Does spend a penny mean the same in other places as it does here? It means going to the toilet, because it used to cost you a penny to go into the old lavatories. Now it costs you about 50p. And for 50p, I'll tell you, you make that worth your while. Right, that's us guys. Thanks very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope in particular you enjoyed me trying to recover from what I did up there. And I'm going to play with that stamp to find out what's wrong with it. Right, thanks very much for your time. I'll see you all again soon. See you later. Bye, bye.